Regarding the last video that I made in the past, I clearly stated in the video's description that I will make a new Genshin video and that will be the last Genshin video in this channel. Well, I want to clear things up here. This is not the last Genshin video, however, this is the last Genshin video in a while. You understand? Yes, in a while. Because probably in the future, I will not pause anything about Genshin related, nor even Genshin, but other games, for example, Epic 7. I'm pretty sure you don't even know. So in today's video, I will be talking about Ganyu versus Zhongli. Well, some viewers may find this video irrelevant, so if you are upset by seeing this video, you can dislike this video and flag my channel later. Also, the reason I'm making this video is just because I just want to share my thoughts. Yes, I did plan to make this video after hearing the news about the new banner later at 3.0, and yes, I did prepare all my materials just for this video, starting from the edit materials, pictures, even script. And why did the video wasn't published at that time? Well, I was busy at school, so forgive me, I'm only human after all. Yep, because currently I'm free, I don't know what to do, so alright. Let's start with Zhongli. So Zhongli, aka the Rock, they're just for you to get shielded. I mean, that's it. So what makes this guy, the Rock, very special? Number one, he's a geo element, which if you read at the loading screen, you probably across something like Geo Elemental Shield is the strongest shield in the entire game compared to other element. That's why Geo Element are very unique. Something like that. The second point that I would brought to you guys is not only Zhongli is a Geo element and his shield is really strong, this and that, but according to his passive, each time the shield gets attacked by the enemy, it gets even more stronger. So like, you know, it's already strong in this and that. Now the passive is doubling down. Like, and it stacks up to 5 times, which is like, damn. So the third point that basically Zhongli's shield's uptime surpass its casting cooldown. So which means you can have your shield basically all the damn time without even worrying it to break or whatever that is, because you can just recast that again and yeah. Alright, so the fourth point, the last point that I would like to tell regarding the elemental skill. So when you cast his shield, you see there's like an AoE damage. You see there's like a shockwave around that, right? So if the enemies were hit by that shockwave, they will receive 20% all elemental and physical resistance debuff, I mean like decreased, basically. Which makes your Zhongli not only a shielder, but also a debuffer, you know? Pretty good. So if you compare Zhongli to like other shielder in the game, basically Zhongli have more to put in the table regarding like endurance and stuff, making him the best amongst other 4-star shielder, you know, those amateurs, mediocre, garbage. Nah, Zhongli better. Also, not to mention, Zhongli bursts actually do some damage. I mean, it's not that big, but it's decent. It also gives the enemy petrification, so, you know, pretty cool, I guess. So in conclusion, Zhongli is a character that can shield you very well, while also gives the enemy a debuff, so your DPS can do even more damage. Come on, bro, that's it. That's Zhongli for you. Also, due to my insufficient storage in this phone, I don't have like a lot of storage, so I'm just gonna speedrun this thing. Okay, so Ganyu is a cryo archer DPS that's based on charge attack, so you don't have to put any energy recharge basically on her to make her work. because 90% of the damage that she gets basically by just charge attacking. So all you can do is just basically maxing the normal attack talent and lift the rest to level 1, and that's it. Also, the weapon that she needs, it's pretty simple. You basically could just use Hamayumi that you can gacha through the Inazuma Island using conchas. You can also use the craftable ones using billet. Yeah. So to run Ganyu team, there are 2 teams that you can use. Number 1 is Melt Comp. Number 2 is the Freeze Comp. So typically people using Freeze. So like, the thing is, Freeze is really simple. It's really laid back. It's really, chill. First of all, you're going to need Mona, and then you're going to need Kazuha. It's not that much, you just need Kazuha, and then Mona will eventually came later in your pools, basically. Maybe just hope to lose your 50-50 to Mona, because Mona is pretty much the best 50-50 to lose ever. So if you have Mona, Kazuha, you can basically run a Freeze team. Yeah, that's it. It's very good. I recommend to play that team. And if you don't have any of those, you can just use Bennett with Kazuha. Like anything that can swirl, basically. So like Jin, you can also use Jin with Bennett, and you can start your Melt Comp. Yeah. Or you can just use Sucrose and, Ganyu pure damage, I guess, if that's even existed. So yeah, that's it. That's Ganyu for you. Also, I'm not lying about Ganyu being, very cheap in terms of like building her in a team. Like you could just use level 1 Xiangling, like you could put Goba there and Goba will like do her thing. Once the enemy get the pyro application, you can just melt it away and deal a lot of damage. Like, wow. In contrast, Ganyu is a very independent character that you can build. Also a low investment character to build because you don't need your elemental skill to be, upgraded, and your burst as well. The burst deals some damage, but like you can just skip those. It's like unnecessary. Very low investment team, yet very strong. There's no reason why you should not pull for Ganyu. Like, if I could make the choice between Ganyu versus Zhongli, I would just pick Ganyu. Alright, so I just explained to you 2 characters that I will be discussing in this video. Now let's jump into the who to pull and why session. So let's start with Zhongli first. So why you want Zhongli? So the number 1 reason is you need a shield. You need a shield. And I think that's very self-explanatory. So let's move on into the next point. So the next point that I will talk is about you choose Zhongli because you are a very chill person. You don't play any competitive things. You just want to relax in the game, exploring, maybe having fun with the story, picking berries, chucking a wood, you name it. Or if you're an artist, you just simply come to the game for Genshin references. Next point is you desperately need an Archon, or maybe if you're very interested in the story and you think Archon is a very interesting character, you can pull for this guy. A very useful Archon, to be honest, but like below Nahida, because Nahida is pretty much broken. Okay, so I would like to add this thing. So according to my friend, why you choose Zhongli is because you want to have a weird fandom. What the hell? This guy's weird. Also, the next reason why you should pull for Zhongli is because you do not have Bennett. Yes, you do not have Bennett C1. So like if you have Bennett C1, Zhongli is just like priceless, bro. Like, no, bro. I prefer Bennett, bro. Like, this is the Archon, bro. This is just fake. Also, the next point that I will explain is the reason why you pull Zhongli is because your DPS is Xiao and Ido. Why, you might ask? So, Geo and Animal are the elements that cannot be swirled. Therefore, you cannot use VV set to swirl them, so the enemies could get, less resistance on particular element. But since you cannot swirl them, it's really hard for your Anemo or Geo DPS to deal even more damage. So that's why you choose this guy. So then your problems are gone. Whatever. You can also debuff Anemo using C4 Jin and C2 Fenty, I guess. But you also have this grandma, a new character, but nah. So for Geo, you can also debuff a Geo element by using 2 Geo characters in your party, so then you could have a Geo resonance. Yeah. If you want to, make your DPS even more powerful, you can use this guy. And it solves every problem, and you don't have to even, go for C4 Jin or even C2 Fenty, but just with this guy. Simply with this guy. Simply with this guy. I can't, Zhongli just too good, bro. You can just use Zhongli, so then, all the enemies' resistance towards Anemo or Geo could be decreased, so then your DPS could deal a lot of more damage. Alright, I don't have any much time here, so I'm just gonna split this thing up. Here are some reasons why you should pull for Ganyu. The first one is, you do not take this game very easy. You are the guy that wants to play in the hard mode. You do not want to playing this game really easy, because this game is pretty much like you picking apples and sunsettias. So if you are very hardcore gamer and oh yeah, heck nah, hell F easy mode, then go for Ganyu, like me. So the next point is, you are very competitive. If you play Valorant or any FPS games and your aim is good, you can gacha for Ganyu. Why not? Okay, so the next reason why you should pull for Ganyu is you want to clear the abyss. Because she's really independent, you can just put her alone in that one chamber. And I'm pretty sure if you got the skills and stuff, you could just clear the abyss with her alone. So the other reason why you want to pull for Ganyu is basically, you can also chill with Ganyu if you play multiplayer. For example, you like to co-op in domains or anything like that. You can just go back there and the rest of your team will basically tank all the damage, and you can just back there, shooting your arrows and stuff. You get the idea, basically. Also, not to mention that Ganyu is really good in that one domain. I think it's called Dandelion domain, that one in the Mondstadt, near the boss. Well, I think that's all for this video. So in conclusion, every character has its own role in their game. Zhongli being the best supporter and Ganyu being the best DPS. Like I said, I aim this towards people who is not even endgame or even rich endgame or mid game. So if you are one of those players, you can just watch this video and determine it. So if you don't have Bennett, you can pick for Zhongli, and if you already have Bennett, you can just pick for Ganyu. So here's the thing though. If you play Genshin Impact in a very bad device that is really bad, it's trash, rubbish, you have to pick Zhongli. You have to pick Zhongli. Because if your device is trash to playing Genshin Impact and you just forcing yourself to gacha Ganyu, you're just hurting yourself. And I do not recommend that. You have to pull for Zhongli if your device is absolute terrible, giga shitty. Yeah, I'm saying that if your device is really smooth, you can play smoothly, you go for Ganyu. But if not, I recommend you just gacha for Zhongli. Also, I would like to add this thing. So in exploration wise, Zhongli is actually pretty good. Not only he can break rocks and like crystal stuff for your enhancement materials, he can also like use pillar to like climb on stuff, and you know what, like it's very useful when you like try to reach a building on the top and you can just use Zhongli E and then climb it. Like, you know, it's pretty easy, bro. And for Ganyu, she's really good in terms of clearing puzzles. Let me explain. Alright, 1 second. So imagine this isn't like a floating object. Now you have this like explosive barrel and it's like far in the distance. Like example here. Now you want to explode this thing, but since you have a very bad devices and like you can't aim really well, you can just charge attack until you have the frostflake arrows and shoot the floating object or like the nearest object instead, because like once it hits the object or like anything near, it will explode like an AoE damage, right? And then it will hit the barrel, basically, like it will hit the barrel, which makes Ganyu is really good in terms of clearing puzzles. And I'm speaking through my experiences right now. Like my achievement is a lot, so you know, you could tell that I clear a lot of puzzles there. And honestly, Ganyu is really great, like no cap, like actually bro, I'm not playing with you. So there you have it. That's my take on this video. If you got any questions, which I highly doubt, because I don't think this video will get any viewers, so yeah, pretty good for me actually. Also I would like to say one other thing. If you believe what other people says about Zhongli's a crucial character and Zhongli's like a very must-have character, well, honestly, no. Zhongli is just a waste of material. Do not waste your resins into this character unless you have a very garbage phone. Well, I'm not saying that Zhongli is not competitive, but he is actually. I mean, it's, you know, very good support. But like, you know, these people just making it up seems like, oh, Zhongli is a very must-have character. Like, oh yeah, must pull. Each account must have Zhongli. Like, come on, bro, that's just some BS, yo. I can't, bro. Like, so, look, Zhongli is not that important, okay? Like, no. And I can show you an evidence why this guy is not important. So, if you look at my Abyss records, all of these were 36 star. And none of them using Zhongli, even though I have. And that guy just marinated in my inventory forever. I mean, that guy is probably, I mean, Zhongli is probably level 20 right now, due to my cousin. Yeah. Long story short, my cousin took over my account. He leveled up my Zhongli without my permissions, just for that one fate. Like, come on, bro. So yeah. Also, click this video or your mom will start an OnlyFans.